Today I'm going to show you how to install a French drain system, which is a water diversion system that moves all the water away from your building so you can keep your foundation dry and protect your basement from flooding. I don't know if I'm getting it out of there. So this is the back of the house. Used to have a patio here, and the patio actually sunk and was sloping all the rain towards the house. And the reason that's a problem for us is we're in a 4-season climate. Late in the season, you're going to get freeze-thaw cycles in the springtime. And so what happens is pooling water will sit here, affects your foundation. My garage is block foundation, so it starts to lift. It's just horrible. Because the ground slopes this way, we're always dealing with the water pooling towards the house. That is the biggest enemy that you have as a homeowner. So we're going to trench this and move the water away from the building, run it out into the ditch over there where the ground is lower, okay? So step one is to make a plan. Take a look at your ground. Where's the low spot? Where can you move the water to? If you don't have a low spot, then what you can do is you can move the water to an area where you dig a hole and you put in a great big retaining well, okay? You actually bury that below the ground. And it'll carry enough water and then it'll drain out slowly into the yard, 15, 20 feet away, so it doesn't work its way back to your foundation. And that'll work too. But today we were lucky because on both sides of my property, I actually have a grading that falls away pretty steep. It's about 20 feet away. So we're gonna trench 20 feet just to move the water back to where it drops off into a ditch, get rid of it once and for all, and keep our foundation dry. No more water problems in my basement forever. Okay? And down. Perfect. Wow. Wow. Yeah, so that's a big slab on blocks. Yeah. You want to just break it?
No. I might be able to.
Shut up.
Yeah, this is dumb.
It's not a good plan.
Okay, well, it's out of the way. Okay.
Holy cow, what a beast.
Okay.
And this is part of the challenge. When you build a house in our climate, we have to dig up foundation in a basement. They actually excavate the ground, build the house, and then push all the dirt back. What they don't do is they don't compact it as they're backfilling. So almost every new home that's built in North America that has a basement has this problem. They fill up the hole, and then over the course of 2 or 3 years, it settles and compacts as it rains, and then we go through the different seasons. Yep. I don't know if I'm getting it out of there.
Yeah, it's coming up higher.
Wow, good job, guys.
Oh,
There you go.
good plan.
Good stuff, bud. Yeah. Oh, it's awesome.
All right, so here's the basic concept. This is mole pipe. I gotta make sure I get the name right, okay? And I've checked, guys, available in Canada and US, so if you see it, you feel free to jump in and order the stuff up. Basic concept is this. There's a couple of different fittings, okay? So it's a, looks like a 4-inch corrugated pipe. Sorry, 4-inch pipe. It's all solid. You can buy the lengths in 8, 12, and 20-foot sections. Solid pipe or drain pipe with a sock, okay? So you can get this type here. If you're gonna put it in dirt, make sure you got some filter cloth on it. Whenever you're making a joint to these pipes, they come with a fitting on the end, okay? That connects to this. Done, nice and simple. Like I said, this is a water diversion system, so if it's 90% effective, it does a great job. So the way it threads in is anytime you see something like this, you put the threads together and you just twist it in.
Okay.
All right.
1 second.
And that makes a nice tight joint, ready to go, okay? So here we go. What we have here is a 10-foot steel grate. It actually comes in 3 sections, okay? And so at the store, they come pre-snapped together with a couple of screws. You can take them apart and re-segment them if you need to. Now, here's my end cap. Yeah, you read that right. That little piece of plastic is over $4. All right, and we slide it in to close off the end, okay? We're dry fitting. So what we're doing right now is just making sure we got all the parts and components. When we actually go to do the install, I'm gonna take some black polyurethane and I'm gonna add sealant to these things just to reduce the amount of leakages what we get. But we'll just go put this in place right now. And we're gonna have it start over here underneath the door, heading that way-ish. Okay. After that, we're gonna have our well. And this is the cool part. This little flanger actually inserts into the end of that drain. We'll get that other segment in there. Then what we're gonna have to do is punch a hole in the side down there. So then that'll dry fit right into that hole. We are also going to have a downspout location. So, and twist it in. I want that up. Okay, so here's the old ground level. This will be sitting in the stone and exposed. Now, from here all the way over to the other end, we have about a 20-foot section. But we also have another downspout. So that'll go at that end, way down there. And then coming off of that, I'll need 2 of these as well. Good, done and done. So here's 20 feet of solid pipe. That goes between A to B. Tomorrow, and a little bit later in the video, we're actually gonna cut our asphalt and our concrete to create another drain trough that'll come right across here. All right? We have a knockout here that we can have the water come in one end and then 90 out, all right? So we'll 90 out and we'll put a piece of pipe going from about this location to about this location, all right? So we're gonna bring our downspout over and down something like around here, okay? And then we'll use a flexible connection. There we are. All right, nice little Lego system here, which sticks together. And then that joint has brackets, right?
Yep.
Okay, want to throw the brackets on? All right, okay, so now this one slides together, which means it needs to be supported underneath, which is fine. In a perfect world, I would like to have my downspout come down and over to this. That means I want to have my channel come this far. Am I making it the other side of the door at least there, Matt?
Yeah. You're about a foot past.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Well, then I like this setup. I like this channel coming to the edge.
Okay.
That's good. Is that the 12 foot? And that's what makes it 12 feet, right?
It's like a giant cracker.
Put it in the end of that pipe.
Okay, I need a little slack.
All right, go. Okay.
All right.
So that's the dry fit of this. And basically what we're looking for is we're getting the water 12 feet from the building before it hits my sock, all right? Then I'm gonna go from there to here, and we'll run that, cut it, lots of stone. The sock and perforations allow it to start to seep out. So under heavy rain, it'll push it a long distance. But if it starts going into the soil at this point, I'm so far from the house, I'm fine with that. All right, let's do this one, Matt.
Okay.
This one's 20 feet, or let's see. Let's cut the 20. I want to see where this ends up. Yeah, there we go. We'll get that threaded in on this side. Now we're in there solid. Wild. It's the other end that needs to be done. Okay. And then that one goes in there like that. Okay. So this is going to be all about, once we throw our membrane in, we'll use the gravel to get it sloped.
Okay.
Okay? I want to take a quick second to share a game changer with those of you running a home service business. Are you still running your business from a notepad, texts, and emails? That might work until you double book, miss a follow-up, or forget to invoice. Jobber fixes all of that. It keeps your quotes, scheduling, and invoices all in one place. And it's made for contractors, so it's super user-friendly, so you can wear all of your hats at once. So don't worry about a learning curve. You can use Jobber right from your own phone. I wish this was around when I was a contractor. Saves time, makes you look professional, and helps you get paid faster. Try it for free for 14 days. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to the link in the video description. And let me know what you think. Let's get back to it. Okay, so what we're using here is a foundation wrap. It's called the DMX AG, all right? And basically this is what they're using to waterproof foundation walls. The concept is simple. It's dimpled, so it creates an airspace. And then when you're finished installing it, you get nailed onto your concrete foundation. And so all the water gets, separated from your foundation wall. That's why foundation waterproofing works. We're taking that product and incorporating it into a French drain system so that when we cut this 6.5 foot roll in half, we can still attach to our foundation and have it create a bowl like this that our drain runs down the middle of. So this is what collects rainwater, and if you slope it, it sends it all to one space. It's that simple. Now, we install this, we're installing dimples up, not dimples down, because every one of these dimples will hold water, okay? So the idea is try to avoid that from happening by going dimples up. Now, let's not worry about the majoring in the minors. If we get a little bit of water getting in behind that, it's not the end of the world. Considering we're not looking for 100%. We're just trying to get around 90. I don't like to see cracks into my foundation, so this wall actually needed a lot of help. Okay, so let's get the last piece of the other 36 over here. Now it's time for stone, right on. All right. Okay, that's enough of this end. So the stone does two things for us here. One, the weight compacts the DMX membrane. Number two, it gives us something that we can lay our tile into and move the stone around to create a nice gradual slope. Okay. There we go. So here's our end, right? Beautiful. So our water comes in through here, out through here. Let's try this as a punch. All right, here is my goop, polyurethane, an incredible exterior sealant waterproofing system. Okay. All right. Well, here it is. So here's our end. We're just going to lay a tiny bead, black on black. It's so difficult to see in there. There we go. That's officially watertight. So that is prepped up and ready to go. Okay, insert the orange. The orange cap is just there to hold the bullet in position. You got single load chamber. This fires by the trigger. Okay, so what we're gonna do is leave this in the up position. For now, I'm gonna wrap my 2 membranes. I'm gonna put my edge on it. Shove it all the way closed and then push the trigger down. There you go. Make sure the brass comes out. You're good to go. All right. We'll do one more. The reason we use these is so that we have enough gap closed here that we can take that polyurethane, come back, and we can seal up this edge too. All right. One more degree of waterproofing. Okay. So keeping that water away from in behind, that's the deal there. That'll be able to stop all of this cracking that's taking place. Okay, let's have a look. You got to set it in the, what goes into what? Oh, it's not supported.
For the time being, yeah.
Okay, well, let's try this. All right, Matt, let's just get this on here. So you're telling me that the thing at the end sits into this.
Yep. So
as soon as you move it to do that, bloody thing's gonna fall apart, isn't it?
There we go.
How's that look to you?
It looks like it's sloping down towards me.
So it's sloped if the bubble is touching the black line on the left, and that's working. We're still good. Yeah, we're a little flat here. So here's what I'm thinking. Let's get all that 1/2 inch stone out of there. And we'll set it in place, and then we'll pour a bag of the limestone screening because it's so much easier to manipulate. All right, guys. Well, here we are. We're going to tackle the front of the project now, all across the garage door, which is going to go just a little past the corner, right up to the inside corner of this foundation. You can see the cracking here. They've done repairs on that parging already too. So we got issues there. We got cracked concrete at the front of the driveway. And then over here, you can see how as the backfill settles, the asphalt's falling in, it's cracking open. This water has been getting into this for a while, and so this is actually breaking the wall apart. Not a good deal. So we're gonna put our trough all the way across the front, but what we gotta do is we gotta measure this off, all right? So we're gonna mark this with a chalk line and a wax pencil. Matt's gonna cut this out for me, and I wanna have a little bit of room to maneuver. And I'm expecting that the quick cut isn't gonna make a perfect line. Not that Matt's not good with the saw. Just building in a little bit of mercy for me here. Okay, all right, and go right off the edge of the driveway.
All the way past?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we'll just go straight across because it's all falling in anyway. Okay, there we go. Let's go with that one. And
Perfect.
we're good?
Yep.
Okay, so the question I got is, did you actually go through the asphalt?
I felt it sink.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it was only a couple of inches. Okay, you didn't get all the way through the end, but that's fine. Okay, yeah, that's all right.
I got through.
You got it. Whoa, not all of it.
Well, close enough, no?
Well, it's lifting. As you're lifting, it's lifting.
Is it?
Yeah, so I'm just going to stand here and offer some resistance.
I'm lifting the driveway plus you, eh? Mm-hmm. I don't know. It seems like it kind of just peels off.
Yeah, it breaks off in nice big segments. There you go. Look at all the dirt that's underneath that, eh? Bugs and moisture and... Oh, there goes the doorstep. We're probably going to want that back. We'll just tack it back in when we're finished. Here we go. Holy cow. Is there any rebar?
No. There we go.
All right, you beast.
There we go. Got it out.
Yeah. More bloody digging, eh? Let's get a bigger piece of drain in here. Here we go. That's going to work out really nice, eh? I'm thinking we throw a little limestone in there and a piece of plywood and you use the tamper and set it all in place. So just towards the, doesn't have to do the whole hole, just right there. You got it.
Okay. I mean, you don't want lumps in your dust.
So what we got to do is it's 2 steps.
Yep.
We're going to set it, check it with the level,
Okay.
and then lift it back out and fill any void. Okay, so I'm higher than I want to be here, which is fine. We can tap that all in.
Yep.
You're higher here. You're higher here. Wow, we just got to throw the level on that. Here we go.
That's pretty level if you ask me.
Wow. Slide it over here, get another section. Everywhere there's a joint, see if it rocks over the joint or not.
So we're lower on the right side here.
That's
No,
left side.
left side.
Yep, that's perfect. And slide it over there now. That's perfect.
Same thing.
Okay. So now all we got to do is engage this, right? So we need this edge to go down. Now I got this going on here. What are you thinking?
I thought we were going to tamp the limestone instead of tamping the grate, but this is working out pretty well. So.
Well, it's structural. It's got to carry the car tire. I'm just concerned because we have too big of a gap here.
Part of the issue is going to be over here because we have parging and the jam from the garage door protruding out past the concrete here, right? So we can't actually get a smooth finish on that side
Unless we cut that wood
unless
down.
we cut it all out.
Oh, that's just soft and rotten. You got to check the brick, see if the brick fits. Yeah.
Like a glove.
Yeah, we can make this work. Perfect. So that's our depth now. So now we want to fill this up, right? with the GA
Okay.
until this sits a little bit below. And then we'll throw some limestone on top of that. And then we'll just pack it all in. Just top dress it till it looks like 2 inches from the top, I guess. Except over here, I'm just gonna back it up all the way. That is a nice combination of mixed gravel and sand. Yeah, I think we're good there, bud. All right. Okay, now, gonna need 2 bags of limestone for this now, eh? Beautiful, thank you. We've got our drain installed, flush with the existing concrete. I'm going to be resurfacing that garage floor. So it is going to get a little bit more rise, which is great because from here to here is a good slope. We have positive drainage going downhill. It's not that aggressive, like over the 6 feet. I'm getting, looks like 1/2 to 3/4 inch, which is good. That's more than enough for me to move water. There's no water collection off the roof in this corner. It all goes around the other side of the house. We've backfilled with the GA, and now we've got limestone screenings, so that when I set my brick, I'm proud of the driveway and proud of the trench. Okay, we just stick these in, not any fooling around. There we go. Now, to finish off, I'm just using a 2x4 and a hand tamper, and I'm manipulating this. Flush with the driveway, and then flush with the drain. There we go. It's all packed in there nice and tight. Here we are. All right, and I find if I'm getting too much compression where my brick is too low, then I can pull them out and just add a little bit more limestone screening. Here, probably to about here. All right. Okay. Now you might find that when you're doing something, if you're going to tackle this kind of a drain system, one of the reasons why I'm coming back with this brick is because I want this to go through 4 seasons. All right, this is what I call a warranty program for your own work. After 4 seasons, we can come back and inspect and see how well the drain and everything is settled in, okay? But if I don't have the ability to pound all this down, I can't force this granule underneath the rounded edge on the bottom, okay? And I really want this stuff packed in good so that it gets through my winter season. There we go. Now I'm definitely proud. All right, there we go. Now, we're just gonna finish putting the rest of these in, pounding it flush, and then we're gonna pull out the polymeric sand. Before we're gonna install that, we're gonna have to wash the driveway. Polymeric sand, it turns into like a concrete-like substance when it gets wet, so you can't work with it on a day like today. So we'll have to finish this tomorrow when the sun is shining. I have to put the end cap on down here so the water isn't all running into the corner of the house. And we want to have that sealed in with the polyurethane as well. There it is. But as it is, it's still going to work just fine. I'm way overbuilding the sealant on this. And we'll slide that in place. Brilliant. Okay. Done and done. Okay, guys. Next up in this scenario is we're going to use polymeric sand. This is almost like a concrete mixture. Very important you're working on a dry day. We want to brush it in aggressively, okay? Force it into all the gaps. Then we're going to spray it down gently with the hose, which is going to cause it to set up. So this is kind of like dry pour concrete, really, is what we're dealing with here. But it's just to create fillers so that we don't have water getting underneath the stone, and that eliminates our irrigation issue, okay? We don't have erosion underneath our stone or underneath our track. Now, we need the tape.
Yep.
Now this is a protection tape designed to cover your grate while pouring concrete, all right? So that way we don't get concrete inside the drain, causing blockage. Same thing with the sand, we don't want it in here. So we'll start way back here. Get the debris out of the way. Now what's cool about this is this tape is exactly the size of the grate. You use the blue lines here to line up right on the black edge. Okay, all right, now, there is no rule about how much of this to use. You just know you need a lot, okay? And you'll see it fills in the holes all by itself, okay? And you can use a combination of sweeping, or you can use the tamper. If you have a light packer, if you're doing a big space, you can use a light packer. We're looking for the spot outside the garage door as well. So Matt will sweep all the excess towards the garage door, okay?
Anywhere. So we gotta brush away from this tape, almost.
Just stay half on the tape when you're brushing. It'll just keep filling and filling and filling until there's no room for it to go underneath anymore, right?
Right.
Remember, in a four-season climate, if it's sealed and there's no water going in behind it, and it's all on stone, and there's drainage underneath, there's no moisture there to freeze, to lift, okay, in the wintertime. So as long as they're on lots of clear stone, any water that finds its way behind it can get out of there, we should be just fine. But because we're gonna run vehicular traffic on this, we wanna make sure that the gap is completely filled on both sides of that grate. I'm almost there now. What we're going to do is we're going to just clean up whatever we think is actual silicone, the silica dust here. That's plenty for repairs, eh? There we go. Blower. Big batteries. All right, garden hose. There we go. That's all it is. All right, there we go. Now what's crazy is, believe it or not, that's done. Now all we got to do is tear off our plastic. We're good to go. Beautiful.
So it's high right here.
Well, why don't you put the hose in that T and see what happens. And give me my knife back. I want I can finish trimming while we're playing around.
Okay.
Yeah, she's here. Nothing wrong with that.
You happy with that?
Yeah, yeah. All right, guys. All right, so we've got our drain established. We're able to run a hose on this system now and made sure that it continues to move and it's not pooling anywhere. That's the goal. We're going to cut back our waterproofing now, backfill with some crushed stone, and then on top of that, we're going to backfill with some decorative stone above all of this nastiness. All right. We'll be able to then, boom, pop our grate. Really, all we got to do at this point is make sure that we are managing our drain system so that all of the joints are polyurethane together if they're not threaded, and making sure our water is heading in the right direction. Backfilling with stone so that it stays nice and clean, and then backfilling with decorative stone to get us to a point where everything looks intentional. Now this is a little high, so I'm going to cut down my flange here a little bit so it sits a little bit lower. Other than that, this is just about, you know, using the equipment to move the stone, which is awesome. And then our French drain is finished. That is so much better. All right. Okay, Matt, kick it in, buddy. Sweet, perfect. All right, let's get some decorative stone. Closer. Well, there you have it, guys. That's a French drain system in a nutshell. What we have is positive slope. We have pipe that's moving water, picking up the downspouts, running it to the low part of the property, 20 feet from the house. That water will never migrate back to where it came from. We're backfilling with the clear stone. This stuff is like only 22 bucks a yard. All right, the delivery costs more than the product, which makes it very affordable. The most expensive part of this whole process is picking up the right equipment. But if you rent it by the week, you can actually get a pretty good deal on that. Make sure when you order your Riverstone, you're just buying enough for a top dress, a couple of inches, all right? You want to keep that to a minimum. And other than that, make sure you've got all your polyurethane sealant on all your joints. You got your slope. Here's your hose. Make sure your slope is good. You too can waterproof your foundation for a fraction of the cost of hiring a pro.